Hey, folks, Erick Stakelbeck here. Welcome to the Watchman Newscast live stream. Will he or won't he? That is the big question now. Everyone's asking in Israel, in the United States, and of course in Iran. Will Donald Trump order U.S. fighter jets to join Israel in striking Iran's nuclear sites, in particular that heavily fortified, buried deep underground Fordow site where Iran is feverishly enriching uranium? Well, we got an answer, a partial answer this afternoon. Press conference at the White House, Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary, announced President Trump is holding off on making a decision about striking Iran, basically holding off 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks, according to the press secretary, within the next 2 weeks, President Trump will make his decision about whether or not he's going to join the campaign against the Iranian regime. First impression of that, everyone watching, all my watchmen and women on the wall, give me your initial thoughts. Is this good? Is this bad? Here's my gut reaction. When I watched the press conference live a few hours ago, and I said, I was shocked, and I said, we're letting them off the hook, meaning the Iranian regime. I mean, the regime is on its knees right now, thanks solely to Israel. And Israel, it's been a week now. This all started last Thursday night, Friday early morning in the Middle East, but last Thursday night here in America, where I'm sitting right now, the Iranian regime has been bruised and battered. I mean, their Natanz nuclear site destroyed. The Isfahan site, the Parchin site have both suffered heavy blows as well, two other nuclear sites. Then the Iraq ARAK heavy water reactor, that was struck just this morning. I mean, really all that's left, and there's other smaller nuclear sites and installations that Israel struck over the past few days too, but the big one that's left is obviously that Fordow site. So, okay, you've got the nuclear sites are being decimated. You've got at least 30 now, according to the IDF, the Israel Defense Forces, at least 30 top Iranian commanders have been killed. At least 14 leading Iranian nuclear scientists eliminated. You've got half now, reportedly, of Iran's ballistic missile stockpiles wiped out. This is all as the Israeli Air Force has sole and complete control above the airspace of Iran. They're operating with impunity above Tehran, the Iranian capital. You've got all that. You've got thousands upon thousands, maybe millions at this point. Tehran's a city of 9 million, fleeing, evacuating Tehran on President Trump's orders. He encouraged everyone 2 nights ago to evacuate Tehran. And lastly, you've got what remains of the Iranian regime, Ayatollah Khamenei in particular, in underground bunkers. This is like Hitler's last days in Berlin. They're ready to be gone. Either gone, or at least flee the country gone. This regime is on its knees, folks. No one's riding to the rescue. This is the time to finish the job. Completely dismantle the nuclear program. Do it now. If the regime topples, even better. But that's a decision for the Iranian people, ultimately. Do the Iranian people, 80% of whom reportedly detest this regime, do they want to take to the streets? Do they want to topple the regime? Do elements of the Iranian military flip against the regime? My concern now, look, Khamenei is the hardliner of all hardliners. He's 86 years old, though. He's in a bunker. Do other radical elements of, say, the Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps, or what's left of it, or the military, try to take control? Is there going to be a power struggle? We don't know. What we do know is this. There is no better time to just strike. No one's asking for U.S. boots on the ground. Not one person has said, invasion, occupation, nation building of Iran. No, this isn't Iraq or Afghanistan. What people have said is, gee, Fordow, that last, and you can't truly, from what, I'm not a nuclear expert, but from what the experts are saying, people I trust, You can't truly claim you destroyed Iran's nuclear program unless you destroy Fordo. Israel can do it. I don't doubt Israel. The kings of daring and improbable military and intelligence operations, I don't doubt them for a second. But it's a fact that the United States has 30,000-pound massive ordnance penetrator, MOP, bunker busting bombs that would do the trick undoubtedly. And guess what? They have freedom of movement in the skies above Iran. This is the chance to completely destroy the program. That's it. Cripple it. And maybe even you topple the regime, who richly deserves to be toppled. It's a group of barbaric Nazi-like jihadists. Maybe your actions lead to their toppling. The Iranian people rise up. That's the hope. But let's focus on the nuclear program. That's the main focus, and the ballistic missile program. You could deal a knockout blow here to the world's #1 state sponsor of terrorism and its nuclear ambitions. Make the world a safer place. Why on earth would you let them off the hook, even for 2 weeks? That's my gut reaction. And look, I trust President Trump. I've said many times, if anyone gets the benefit of the doubt when it comes to Iran, it's him. No president during his first term, tough as nails on Iran, held them accountable, took out Soleimani, pulled out of that disastrous Iran nuclear deal, designated the IRGC, the Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps, as a terrorist organization, strengthened Israel, moved the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem, recognized Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights. The list goes on and on. Incredible. And over the past week, incredible. Look, and let me preface by what I'm about to say, by saying, is this all part of the swerve? Is it all a ploy, once again, by President Trump? 2 weeks. Maybe it's 2 hours. Maybe it's 2 days. And the key word, actually, he said within 2 weeks. Again, that could be 2 hours from now. That was the anticipation. I think we're just all kind of shocked because many are thinking, okay, it's a week old now. Iran today bombed a hospital in Beersheba, intentionally bombed the hospital, civilians. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Demonic, barbaric. This thing's going on for a week, and Israel has made massive strides. It seems we can shorten this thing and make the world a better place, a safer place, if the U.S. gets involved, drops a few bombs on one nuclear site. It can end this thing. Again, no one's asked boots on the ground, invasion, occupation, nation building. No one's talking about that. Anyone who says that, the Tucker Carlsons of the world, it's a straw man. No one's talked about that. People have suggested that, wow, if the U.S. comes alongside Israel and bombs the Fordo nuclear site, it would be a good thing for Israel, for America, and for the world, and would end this war quickly. That's all people have said. It's all there for the taking right now, and we shall see. I've learned, though, my initial reaction was, what? You got them on their knees. Deal the knockout blow. The anticipation was next 24 to 48 hours, the U.S. will join Israel and finish this thing. And now we'll be delayed for 2 weeks. So I think shock was initial, but then you recover a little bit. You say, wait a minute. President Trump knows what he's doing. He's earned the benefit of the doubt. Needless to say, over the last week, he's been incredible, supporting Israel at every turn, telling Iran, we want complete and unconditional surrender. So, and saying we're not going to let them off the hook. They need to surrender, give up their entire nuclear program, enriching uranium, the whole 9 yards. So, look, this may be a ploy. We just don't know. Donald Trump keeps us all guessing. Not only supporters like myself, but the Iranian regime as well at times. And that's the mark of a good leader and a good deal maker. But I don't think there's a deal to be had with this regime. Even though they're desperate, they're going to play games. We're going to talk about that in a minute, what I think the angle is here. But 2 quick things. Number one, if you have not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. Click the notification bell so you get alerts every time a new video is posted. We're coming to you every day now since this war began. Every day we're coming, weekends too, sometimes twice a day, with breaking updates from an unapologetically biblical perspective. If you like what you're hearing, Be sure to subscribe. Join nearly 1.1 million other watchmen and women on the wall for such a time as this here on the channel. Quick programming note too. You've probably seen these special reports we've posted a few nights over the past week. The one last Friday night, these are 90-minute live programs that I'm hosting with incredible guests, ambassadors, all sorts of Israeli ambassadors from Jerusalem, from DC, all sorts of people commenting on the situation. Incredible lineup of guests. The special report I hosted last Friday night has nearly 800,000 views. And the one we posted just Monday night has nearly 1 million views already. So there's a hunger for information about what's happening in the world's most volatile and chaotic region, and we're bringing it to you. Again, special report tonight. Once again, if you want to watch on broadcast, that's great. It is on TBN, the world's largest Christian television network, where my show Stakelbeck Tonight airs every weeknight. In the Stakelbeck Tonight slot tonight, we start 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We will go till 9 p.m. Eastern Time. 90 minutes straight live. And man, I love live TV. And I love coming to you live here on YouTube. 90 minutes live, breaking down the state of play between Israel, Iran, again, with on-the-ground reports from Jerusalem. Watch us live on TBN and TBN Plus as well. You can watch online, but I'm sure we'll post it later here on YouTube as well. Like I said, the one from Monday night, 90 minutes long, has nearly 1 million views. The one from last Friday, nearly 800,000. So we're bringing it to you. This is why we do what we do for moments like this. And this is why Magen David Adom does what it does. Magen David Adom is our partner for today's live stream. And folks, let me tell you, this morning, the Iranian regime launched a missile, ballistic missile, and made a direct hit on Soroka Hospital in Beersheba, Israel. It is the largest hospital in Beersheba. Treats Jews, Arabs, Christians. As a matter of fact, I just read some 50% of the patients at Soroka Hospital are actually Arabs. Well, the Iranian regime, in a war crime, it's a war crime, intentionally targeted a hospital, intentionally targeted civilians. These weren't like the Gaza hospitals, where Hamas literally had its command and control headquarters underneath a hospital. No, these were civilians in a hospital, in hospital beds. And the Iranian regime intentionally struck that hospital, at least 71 people wounded. Horrific. And there were other missile barrages against Israel today as well. That's why I say, look, President Trump said, well, within 2 weeks, okay, he's probably got a plan. I'm sure he does. I don't know that Israel's saying 2 weeks. We want to act now. We're getting bombarded with missiles every day by Iran. We don't have 2 weeks. So we'll see how it plays out. But Magen David Adom was there today, first on the ground. They are Israel's emergency first responders. It's SaveLivesIsrael.com. Folks, they answer every call, whether it's a terror attack, a missile attack, a stabbing, a suicide bombing, you name it, and even a heart attack or a car accident. Magen David Adom are the first ones on the ground. Again, they are Israel's emergency services system. Amazing. They control and collect, they distribute Israel's blood supply, both to the Israel Defense Forces and civilians. And throughout the past week, Magen David Adom ambulances have been everywhere responding to these missile attacks. They're doing God's work. It's a largely volunteer force. 90% of their EMTs and first responders are volunteers. They don't get paid for this. They're doing God's work, literally out of the goodness of their hearts, blessing and helping their fellow countrymen and women. It's a nasty, demanding job. They see horrible things on a daily basis. And over 30 Magen David Adom volunteers have lost their lives since October 7th. Some 17 Magen David Adom ambulances have been destroyed in the line of fire, but they keep coming. Right now, they need your help. They need ambulances, bandages, all sorts of assistance. Israel is fighting a war on 7 fronts. Right now, Israel's being bombarded by Iranian missiles. Magen David Adom is on the front lines. SaveLivesIsrael.com. You want to help Israel right now? Do you feel like me, righteously angry and frustrated when you see Iranian missiles fall on Israeli cities and intentionally target Israeli civilians? You want to fulfill the biblical mandate laid out in the book of Genesis, chapter 12, verse 3, to bless the people of Israel in their time of greatest need. then you need to support Magen David Adom. Again, it's SaveLivesIsrael.com. What an organization. I am proud to partner with them. You know, in the aftermath of that horrific strike on the hospital this morning, to me, the urgency just became greater, right? Israel doesn't have 2 weeks of more strikes, killing, murdering, and maiming Israeli civilians. Israel wants to be targeted, direct. There's a sense of urgency. They want to accomplish. They're going to take all the time they need, but the sooner the better. And again, many are thrown off by President Trump's announcement today. But this may be a situation where behind the scenes, he and Bibi Netanyahu are winking at each other and laughing and say, okay, it's the swerve once again. You heard me use that word earlier this week. I call it the swerve, meaning over the past few months, the Trump administration and the Netanyahu government telegraphed to the world, at least, man, we have tension. We're not eye to eye on Iran. And while President Trump sincerely was trying to get a deal or a diplomatic negotiation to succeed with Iran, he figured out pretty quickly, these people don't want to do a deal. They're fanatical, apocalyptic Islamic zealots who are hell-bent on having the bomb. There's no deal to be had. So he gave Iran 60 days. They responded by mocking him and taunting him. So on day 61, President Trump said to Israel, go ahead, unleash hell. That's exactly what Israel did and is doing right now, and rightfully so. Unleashing hell on a group of demons, the Iranian regime. Not the Iranian people, by the way, who were the main victims of that wicked regime, but we pray they rise up. They've been long oppressed and kept down. But behind the scenes, Trump and Bibi were talking. I mean, 5 days before this all broke out, Trump convened a meeting at Camp David in Maryland with his national security team, and he knew this was coming, and it was closely coordinated with Israel. This didn't shock President Trump. He said to Bibi, do what you got to do. And Bibi's doing it. I've compared this Bibi-Trump pairing. They're both Churchillian, and one of my heroes, Winston Churchill, they're both Churchillian figures in a sense. And to see them together, you know, it harkens back to the Cold War, right? To the Soviet days. You think of that triumvirate, Ronald Reagan, Margaret Thatcher, and Pope John Paul II. Working together against Soviet communism, supporting Lech Walesa in Poland, the Solidarity movement. Incredible story. And eventually the wall falls, Berlin Wall falls, 1989, the Soviet Union collapses shortly thereafter, 1991, I believe. And could we be seeing that now? Could we be seeing Trump and Netanyahu shoulder to shoulder, much like Reagan, Thatcher, and the Pope during the 1980s, worked together to bring down communism? Trump and Bibi working together to bring down the Iranian axis. I think we could be seeing it. And okay, within 2 weeks, we'll decide. He wants to give, President Trump said, negotiations another chance. Steve Witkoff, his Middle East advisor, and apparently J.D. Vance, the vice president, have strongly encouraged him to do that. Apparently Witkoff has been having talks on the phone with Iran's foreign minister since everything broke out a few weeks ago. Folks, to me, it's like fool me once, that kind of thing. I mean, I think everyone watching this live stream right now knows there's no way the Iranian regime is going to agree to any kind of deal that would be satisfactory to the United States and the West, unless, here's a big caveat. I mentioned this a few minutes ago. What if Khamenei is overthrown? What if there are members of the Iranian regime, military, what's left of their military leadership, I don't even know at this point, political leadership. What if there are members there who are saying, you know what? I don't want to die, and I don't want my country to be destroyed. Let's just agree to a deal with the United States. Let's just agree. Let's just abandon the nuclear program. Let's give up the uranium enrichment. Let's just do it to save our tails, to rebuild, maybe to fight another day. Let's just do it. And they band together, just as some in the German army, the Nazi hierarchy, or close, I guess, the Nazi hierarchy, banded together and tried to overthrow Hitler. They band together perhaps to try and overthrow Khamenei, the supreme leader. He's an 86-year-old, frail old man who's been in bad health for years. It is not outside the realm of possibility that there could be a coup, that he could be overthrown, and perhaps some other Iranian elements who still jihadists, I'm sure, but maybe want to preserve their lives and ensure that the country does not become a complete chaotic basket case. Maybe they say, okay, we'll swallow our pride, we'll do a deal. Possibly. I can tell you this, Khamenei ain't doing a deal. He's made that very clear. Folks, he is a true believer, a true jihadist ideologue. He's 86. He ain't changing. That jihadi leopard is not changing its spots at this stage. He's in it till the bitter end. Think about it. So he's not going to do a deal that's acceptable to Israel or to the West. And folks, I'm going to tell you, Israel is not going to let up. They're not going to give 2 weeks for this stuff to play out. No. You just bombed a hospital. You're intentionally targeting and murdering civilians, at least 24 dead, hundreds more wounded. No. And Israel said today, Khamenei, basically, there's a good chance he's not long for this world. And as I come to you, 5:30 Eastern here in the United States, 4:30 in Texas, where I'm sitting, there are reports that in northeastern Tehran, near the mountainous region there have been explosions. Apparently, that's the same region where some of the Iranian leadership is currently hiding out, including perhaps Khamenei. So Khamenei may not be long for this world. He may be in hell very soon. And we may have a swerve once again, Donald Trump and Bibi Netanyahu. But close with this thought. Put yourself in Khamenei's shoes. What is he feeling right now? I mean, he's totally given himself over to demonic evil. So it's not like he's going to have an epiphany or any kind of self-reflection as he's in the bunker. But wow, your whole life, he's been supreme leader 36 years, since 1989, since he was 50 years old. In 1979, he helped the Ayatollah Khamenei come to power. So he has spent basically his entire life with the singular goal of destroying Israel. And he worked feverishly over the past few decades to accomplish exactly that. Hezbollah, Hamas, the Houthis, Palestinian Islamic Jihad in Gaza, the militias in Syria, and in Iraq, Assad, that regime in Syria, spreading his tentacles, the Iranian regime's tentacles around the world. Billions of dollars spent funding, training, arming. And now it's all collapsed in the span of a year and a half. And now you're in the bunker staring death in the face, courtesy of the Zionist entity that you hate so much. With the biggest assist, the little Satan getting a big assist perhaps from the great Satan, the United States. What a bitter pill to swallow. Couldn't happen to a more evil guy. Let me just say that. And you wonder when these evil ones are facing perhaps their last days. And look, Khamenei may survive. I don't know. But to see your whole life's work, which was demonic, come crashing down, and to know that you signed your own death warrant on October 7, 2023. God is a God of justice. Let's just say that. God Almighty is a God of justice. So we shall see. I'll be coming to you, live updates here on the channel. And look, I go live on TBN, again, 7:30 p.m. Eastern to 9 p.m. Eastern tonight, live. Join us, a live special report. Some great guests lined up from Israel. It's going to be a great breakdown. Who knows? By the time I go on live, bombs may be dropping. Who knows? Who knows? But this is a very fluid situation. I might sound a little tired. I'm a little tired. There's been quite a week. I'll just say that, around the clock covering this. There's no one I would rather share it with and be shoulder to shoulder with than you, our viewers here on the channel. You guys are the best, the most educated audience on YouTube. Keep it all in prayer. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem, of course, the biblical mandate. Pray for wisdom, discernment for President Trump, for Bibi Netanyahu. Pray for God's divine Iron Dome over the people of Israel, the nation of Israel, over the IDF, the Israel Defense Forces. And pray for God's blessing for the Iranian people, the main victims here. I pray the Iranian people are unleashed. And I leave you with this. Iran's a Bible land, right? Modern day Iran was ancient Persia, Esther, Mordecai, Darius, and Cyrus. It's also home to the world's fastest growing church. Millions of Iranians are turning to Jesus against all odds, secretly underground, but they're doing it. You can't stop the gospel. There's an opportunity here in Iran for incredible things. So keep in prayer, be encouraged. Until next time, God bless you. And remember, never hold your peace.
Hey everyone, thanks for checking out the Watchman Newscast. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you never miss an upload, and tap the bell icon so you're notified every time a new video is posted. And don't forget to share your thoughts, insights, and comments below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here tomorrow.